Yeah, so my journey to community building was a bit circuitous because also the role of community manager didn't really exist when I started my career. It was something that came about later, and it was something that I kind of got to help craft, which was nice. But I was actually working in the art business. I was talking to somebody in the audience about this earlier. I was actually selling 19th century American paintings, uh, and I didn't like it at all. I love the art. I didn't really like selling the art. And so I started an arts nonprofit with some friends who felt the same way. And we were looking for a space. Where were we going to do this? And this new startup nobody had heard of at the time called Wix, you might have heard of it now, actually had started this idea, this crazy new idea no one had heard of at that time called coworking. Because co-working wasn't a thing at that point either. And they were running a space called the Wix Lounge. So we had our first exhibition there. And I fell in love with gathering people around a theme, around a cause. And the founders of Wix met me through that. And they said, hey, would you want to come run this space? I was like, well, I don't really know anything about tech or websites. I don't really know anything about managing a space. They're like, you've run events, you have a passion for this, like just try it. And if you hate us, you can quit. I was like, okay, that sounds reasonable. I ended up being at Wix for 7 years. And so joined when it was a less than 100 person startup. I was there through the IPO. So I went from watching it be a flash platform to actually doing Super Bowl commercials. It was a wild ride and really discovered during that time that, oh, this thing I'm doing, I think it's community. And there were several other people in New York and San Francisco at the time that were on a similar journey where they're like, oh, my job is gathering people. It's community. And so a group of us actually started to get together. We started to meet. And that's really when the profession of community management started to form. It's like we kind of discovered like this is the thing we're all doing. We should start to talk about this as a profession and codify it a little bit and share best practices. And I love that. That's why I'm in Toronto. I'm here for a community conference because that continues today. But so I was at Wix for 7 years, and then I went to Airbnb. Started on the experience host community team, building the community from scratch there. It was a brand new product. Then moved over to homes during COVID and got to massively scale the host clubs program from, I think at the time it was 10 host clubs to we had, I believe, something close to 1,000 host clubs by the time I left Airbnb. And then I got to be at Class Dojo, which is an ed tech company, and got to lead the teacher community team there. And then joined Stripe in January. And once again, getting to build the community from scratch, which is just my favorite thing in the world, is getting that blank page.